think we're going to talk about cancel culture because it's still going on out there. Sean, very good morning.
Good morning, Mike. How are you?
Yeah, not bad. Good to see you. What's all this about? The Guildhall Museum in Rochester. I know Rochester a little bit. It's one of the Medway towns, isn't it?
That's right. I don't know it at all. By the way, I think my friends would be very amused to hear you describe me as a comedian. They'd be laughing at that. But the rest of it,
well, that's what it says here. I'm just reading what I've been given. I mean, you know,
they left out nuclear physicist.
Somebody said to me the other day, "You should have been a comedian," which years ago I probably would have been insulted by. But I don't mind now. You call me whatever you like, really.
Well, I think stand-up comedians have got the truth, and I think that's long been the case.
Yeah.
But anyway, going back to why you asked me on, I just published an article on Spiked about this.
Yeah.
Apparently, a council-run, obviously, heritage museum in Rochester called the Guildhall Museum has a permanent exhibition dedicated to the wonderful life and beautiful writings of Charles Dickens, whilst at the same time is issuing guidance to its staff, warning of the terrible life and awful writings of Charles Dickens, who apparently had counter woke views about the nature of empire, and basically was guilty of operating within all the presuppositions of his day. You know, unlike wokists today, who of course would never do that.
No.
So you now have the bizarre situation where cancel culture has run out of things to go after, so it's going after itself and is committing a sort of cultural harikiri. So the heritage museums are kind of trying to shut themselves down, which is kind of the reductio ad absurdum of the whole council thing, I think. Now, the reason they're doing it, Mike, is because apparently people might get offended by Dickens's views because, 20 and 25-year-old tour guides wake up in a cold sweat at 3 a.m. worrying about what Dickens's views were about empire.
Yeah. I mean,
so that's what's going on there.
I'm amazed that there are people who actually are like that, that they worry so much about what somebody else's views were that they kind of can't quite handle it.
Well, I don't think they start out like that. I think they're trained to think like that. And what's happened is that throughout the whole, I mean, you have Stephen Barrett on quite a lot, and he's quite good about this, about the insidious spread of the Fabians. And these are left-wing people who have distributed themselves throughout all of the public sector institutions with a view to promoting a wokist, or if you like, cultural Marxist way of thinking. And obviously they've gone after the institutions of heritage as well, because they hate history. So that's what's going on there. And I say in the piece about the nature of offence that we get this completely wrong. That it used to be the case that we were brought up, you and I, Mike, were probably brought up, perhaps not successfully in either of our cases, never to give offence to people. But now people seem to be brought up to look for any excuse to take it.
Yeah.
And I'm of the view that in certain situations, if that's what they want, that's what they should be given for their own sake. I think we should laugh and ridicule people out of their own obsession with taking offence at everything.
Yeah. Oh, I think ridicule is a very much underused skill. I'd much prefer it to any other kind of form of attack on anyone. It's much funnier to make people look ridiculous than it is to sort of